Good morning, children. Welcome to today's class. See, in last class we discussed about the different scalar quantities and vector quantities. In that scalar quantities, so mainly scalar quantities means the physical quantities which does not have any particular direction, and vector quantities means the physical quantities which have mainly direction along with the magnitude. So for examples, we already learned distance and displacement. So distance means the total length covered by the object in a particular time interval, and when we are define the distance, there is no particular direction. And displacement means the total distance, the shortest distance taken by the object in a specified direction. So here for the displacement we are specifying the direction, so it is a vector quantity, and distance is the scalar quantity. And along with them, in last class we discussed about the average speed and average velocity also. So in today's class we are going to know about the speed and velocity. What is the meaning of speed and what is the meaning of velocity? So here speed means so here you can see, children, speed is the distance that the total distance taken by the object in a particular direction with along with the time. And here when we are telling about the speed, there is no specification of any direction also, so speed also one of the scalar quantity. And vector quantity, so here velocity means velocity also the distance taken by the object in a particular specified direction in a given time interval. So when we are discussing about the velocity, here we are particularly specified the direction, so velocity is the vector quantity. So here speed is the scalar quantity and velocity is the vector quantity. So here you can observe in the figure, children, figure number 9, you see here they are given one graph. See, time versus distance graph. So here time will be always shown in the x-axis and the distance should be always shown in the y-axis. So here along the horizontal axis we plot the time elapsed in seconds, and along the vertical axis means y-axis distance will be covered in meters. So in general case of motion, so here we can see to find the average speed during the time interval from t1 to t2, which includes the instant t3. So here then we conclude that average speed for a very short time interval encompassing the time at an instant of t3, which is so short interval that the value of average speed. So here finally the speed will gives the information about the idea of how fast the object will be, means the body will be moves. So by using the speed we can able to understand, we can able to identify how quickly, how fast the object will be moves from one place to another. In general case, so the objects will move in a particular direction at an instant of interest, and this direction may not be constant throughout the journey. So we need to define the another quantity called as velocity. So in the speed there is no any specification of direction, but when we are talking about the velocity, here particularly we have to specify the direction. Why? Because in the speed of object should not be only one direction particularly, but when we are talking about the velocity, so when we are talking about the velocity, when we are discussing about the direction particularly, we have to know another one physical quantity, that is the velocity. So velocity is the speed of an object in a specified direction. So velocity and speed both will be gives the idea of how quickly the object will be moves, but the small variation is, so in the speed it will gives only the movement of the object or the quick movement of the object, but in the velocity how quickly the object will be moves in a specified direction. That is the difference between velocity and speed. So velocity gives the idea of how fast the body moves in a specified direction. So finally we can conclude that velocity is the vector quantity. So it can be represented by a directed line segment. Directed line segment means definitely it will show some arrow mark. By using the arrow mark only we can able to show the direction. So here in the figure you can see children, figure number 11, direction of a velocity at a point of path. So here the curved line will shows the magnitude of the velocity, and this particular arrow mark will shows the direction. So that's why it is the it is the graph of velocity. Velocity. So here you see this is the speed and velocity. So finally after this, here they are given one small activity children, activity number 3, you can observe in the textbooks. So carefully whirl a small object on the end of the string in the horizontal plane. Release the object while it is whirling on the string. In what direction does it move? So try to release the object at different points on the circle and observe the direction of the motion of object after it has been released from the string. So you will notice that object moves on a straight line along the tangent to the circle at the point where you released it. So the direction of velocity is tangent to the path of the point of interest. So here the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. The SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So same units we can use for speed also. So in our daily life we must have observed many motions where in some cases the velocity of object which is in motion is constant, but in some other cases it is continuously changes. So in daily life we can see so many types of movements, so many types of motions we can able to observe of the body. So in that some objects they have the continuous change in their motion, and some objects they have constant change in a particular direction. So in which objects, in which conditions we have the we can able to observe that place or the motion will be continuously changed. So that should be known as the maybe that is a non-uniform motion, and in which cases the object have the changes in change will be continuously, that will be called as a uniform motion. So today we are going to know about the uniform motion of the object and the non-uniform motion of the object also. So here you see understanding of uniform motion. So what is the meaning of uniform motion? So here to know about this one also, here they are given one activity children. So consider a cyclist moving on a straight road. So one cyclist is moving on a straight road. The distance covered by him with respect to time is given in the following table. So according to the time and according to the distance we have to draw one graph. So in first 0 seconds the distance will be 0 meters. So in the first 1 second the distance will be 4 meters, and in the second the distance will be 8 meters. In the third second the distance will be 12. So like that, according to the distance versus time graph, here you can able to observe in figure number 12. So here according to the distance versus time graph, the straight line graph shows that the cyclist covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. In equal time intervals the cyclist covers the equal distance. So the change will be constant. Whatever the distance covered by the cyclist in a particular given interval of time will be the constant. There is no variations. So from the graph you can understand the instantaneous speed is equals to the average speed. If the direction of the motion of cyclist is assumed as constant, then we conclude that velocity is constant. So speed and velocity is constant. So this should be nothing but called as the uniform motion. Here you see children, the motion of the body or the movement of the body is said to be in uniform whenever its velocity is constant. If the velocity of the object is constant, then that particular object or particular body is said to be in uniform motion. So finally this is the very very important thing children. In uniform motion, whenever the object or body is said to be in uniform motion, means the velocity or the speed of the object will be the constant. Okay, next we are going to know about the non-uniform motion. So the non-uniform motion, so in our daily life in so many situations and so many conditions we can able to observe this non-uniform motion. So here again they are given the same activity. So consider a cyclist moving on a straight road. The distance covered by him with respect to time is given in the following table. See table 2 you can observe. So in the first 0 seconds the distance will be 0 meters, and in the first second the distance covered by the cyclist is 1 meter only, and in the second the distance covered by the cyclist is 4 meters, like that if you observe. So according to this one, if you draw the graph you can able to observe the graph is not in a straight line as in a uniform motion. So here the change of the object, the velocity of the object is not in constant, is not a constant value. So here this object will be said to be in a non-uniform motion. So uniform motion means when the object is said to be in uniform motion means the velocity of the object will be constant. If the velocity of the object is constant, then the object is said to be in uniform motion. And in the same way, when the velocity is not uniform, the speed and velocity is not uniform, then that particular object is said to be in a non-uniform motion. Okay, and after that we can go for the uniform circular motion also. So this uniform circular motion we can go for the next class. And uniform circular motion, after that we have the acceleration also. So these two we can discuss in next class, children. If you have the textbooks you can follow this one, and you should read, everybody should read the textbook, and follow this one carefully. Thank you.